We broke the world.
It's a horrible bit of foreshadowing,
Step by
isn't it?
step, disaster by disaster. Reborn. Let's finish the fight.
Because after we do this, everything is going to change.
So what exactly is Exoborne? It's set in a world that's ravaged by climate collapse and where you play as a armoured operator navigating through a very ever-changing environment. Unlike the weather system in, for example, Escape from Tarkov, where weather does impact your gameplay to an extent. Rain is going to mean that your vision is, reduced, etc., etc. The way that Exoborne's weather system, which is super dynamic, it forces you to adapt your gameplay. Tornadoes, electrical storms, to name but a few. I was lucky enough to be invited as a creator to check out Exoborne in the alpha that was recently streamed on Twitch. And I was able to check out some of the exosuits, try my hand at some of the different weapons, see what sniping was like, and I was able to explore the environment, have a look around these rural areas, which are mostly fields and barns, and then more densely populated areas such as cities and towns, oil derricks, big power stations, and it was excellent fun. I was able to witness how everything reacts to the weather, how the AI interact with you as a player, how the different levels and difficulties of AI, what the PvP felt like. It was great fun. At its core, it's a looter shooter and an extraction shooter. You drop in, you get resources, you complete tasks, and try to escape before things go sideways. And it's got a really cool end of raid mechanic where, with 10 minutes left of the raid, your position becomes viewable on the map, as does every other player. Once that 10 minutes ends, you die. You can extend that by hacking systems, which causes you to get attacked by quite difficult AI, and that does extend the timer. But the way that mechanic works, it makes players visible towards the ends of raids. It's a great idea, and it makes the game stand out, along with the Division vibes, the exosuits that do different things. You have different abilities, different armor values, etc. There's a lot going on under the hood. But the weather effects and stuff are insanely cool, dude. So one of the things that makes Exoborne stand out from an awful lot of other looter shooters and extraction shooters is the dynamic weather. You see weather effects in shooters before, but this actively changes the way you play. If you get hit by a tornado or a lightning storm and you're trying to move through an area, you have to navigate around it or risk getting injured. They can roll in mid-mission, mid-fight. Electric tornadoes, fire tornadoes, severe fog, and it makes you and forces you to adapt to a different playstyle and a different way to get to that objective, or ignore that objective and go in next raid. Not only does it affect your playstyle, but it can impact some of your abilities, like using the parachute, which every exosuit comes with, and a variety of other things. So each player has an exosuit. You have the standard Coyote, which is like your basic bog standard exosuit. You then have the Kestrel, which is a flying lightly armoured rig. It's great at repositioning in the air, scouting, and is good for a solo player, and that's why I enjoyed it, because I played an awful lot of this game solo, usually sniping with an SMG secondary. You have the Viper, which is a great damage dealer. It's fairly fast with more medium armor than the Kestrel. And then you have the Kodiak, which is your heavy exo-rig. If you're playing in a squad, they're your tank. They can smash the ground with a powerful slam, dealing like a blast effect, and when you sprint, you have a buff to the damage received while you're in combat. So obviously it entirely depends on your playstyle, which one you use. I did a lot of the Viper, and I then started using an awful lot of the Kestrel because it just really fit with my playstyle. The combat is really fun. Fights can take quite a long time, and the reason for that is you have a tier system of armor. However, you don't have a tier system of ammunition as such yet. Different guns take different ammunition does different damage. However, unlike Delta Force, for example, you can buy better quality ammunition for all of those guns, which means that you can damage the better quality armor more easily. I think that should be something that they introduce into the game, because some of the fights I could imagine people could find quite tedious. I, however, really enjoyed the length of the fights. Sometimes they were super fast, other times you had to really think about what you were doing, and even though the combat felt fast paced, the combat time could take quite a while because you're having to repair armor, you're having to, change your position because of ammunition, etc., and it is an awful lot of fun. It feels tactical, it feels fluid, it feels quick, but however, it feels like a good pace for combat, even though your movement within said combat is fast. So obviously it is going to have Division aesthetics, and I really like the Division aesthetics. It isn't just because it was made partially by some former Division developers. Like, the environment works. Again, it isn't just kind of, let's throw back to the Division because people really miss that game, which I do. It's purposeful, it fits with the lore, it fits with the environment, and it works incredibly well. It's got a ton of potential, Exoborne. It really does, and it's blending your extraction shooter with open world, adding in unpredictable weather, adding in the exosuits, that Division vibe. It's got an awful lot of potential, and I think that the way that they have implemented everything and put everything together, and this is purely an alpha, I am super impressed. And I'm really excited to see what Sharkmob do with this game. I honestly wish I could still be playing the alpha now. But the question for you guys is this going to be a big thing? Is this going to be seen once it's released? And I kind of see it as almost like the Division's heir to that kind of title and system. Is it going to bring the level of players and the level of replayability that the Division has and the community that was with it? I really think it will. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sharkmob do with this. If you like the video, stick a like, stick a comment. If you are not going to pick this up and not going to check it out, tell me why. You're going to be sticking with games like Tarkov, Marauders, etc. If you like what you see, make sure you leave us a like and a comment and a subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.